Hey, this is Tim Pierce. I waited my whole life for this guitar. It is a 1965 ES335 player grade, which means it's been upgraded and devalued. Whatever guitar player or guitar players owned this lovingly made it better and made it more affordable. So we're going to talk about all the aspects of this. I'm just going to play it like crazy. Click the link below if you want to check out the Masterclass. We keep adding to it throughout the year. So I'd say now we're up to over 1,200 videos, over 120 hours of lessons and content, and there's a 14-day free trial if you want to check it out and see if it's right for you. I found out after I bought this that it was a 65. I thought it was a later guitar, but I have a friend who's kind of an expert who said, man, this is a sweet one. It's a 65 because he checked the serial number and everything. And as usual with these kinds of guitars, I like the player grade ones because the value gets dropped. The thing that drops the value is the upgrades. Whoever owned this guitar brought it to its greatest potential. They refretted the neck. They got it set up perfectly. I'm going to find out what these pickups are. After I do the YouTube video, I'm going to open it up and find out what they are. They sound great. I don't think they're high value pickups, but boy, they sound great. Hey, so here's a basic tone through my divided by 13, through my 412, no pedals, and just a little bit of reverb. This is the bridge pickup. Let's move to the center and play an arpeggio. Let's move to the neck and try something else. Back to the middle. Now, it has the thin neck. The earlier 335s have a little thicker neck, and that's easier for my hand. So it is a bit of a challenge to squeeze my little sausage fingers onto this thing and play certain things. I'm a big fan of modern guitars. I play PRSs all the time. I play Andersons because these guitars, they almost play themselves. They're so easy to do anything on. Whatever the highest level of playing I can do will happen on a PRS or an Anderson. But that's not what this is about. This is about character. And sometimes it fights me. In fact, it often fights me. But in that fight, there's so much character that comes out. And some of the noises that I make just incidentally when I play are so satisfying. Some bumps and grinds. And like some guitars do, this one just pops. It explodes. Now, I have never been obsessed with vintage guitars. Like I said, I tend to favor new guitars. I like the way they play. I feel like the technology is so great and that the pickups sound vintagey. And I even have done tests with a $400,000 Les Paul against a reissue Les Paul. I've certainly played many vintage guitars that are as dead as a doornail. I mean, some of the vintage guitars that I see a lot of them at Norm's, and a lot of them, they don't pop, they don't explode, there's nothing sparking out of them when you play them. A lot of them have really, really worn frets, and they're really hard to play. aesthetically. I love the actual mismatch of the pickups. I also love the finish. Look how darkened it is and dull. It's dull and darkened. It reminds me of the Clapton Red 335 that I see in films and photos. It's just the harmonics and noises that come off of it are just so satisfying. So now let's try that same tour, as it were, of pickups with a boost pedal on it. I've got the Super Sweet by Exotic Effects in front. Same amp setting, just the pedal's been added. Now to the middle. Now to the neck. Back to the bridge. Back to the center. Back to the neck. Let's explore the kaleidoscope of tones that happen when you just roll the volume knob up or down. So I have it on 10, got the boost pedal on, so it's pretty gainy. I turn it down to 7, I can be in a whole different world. Down to 7. How about down to 5? Awesome, and the nut, it stays pretty well in tune. So the nut has probably been all worked out. That's what I mean. Player grade means whoever owned this throughout time, they just made it great at all the things that new guitars have, which is really good frets, a really worked out nut, really good pickups that are, not the super expensive PAFs, but maybe sound just as good. I don't know, these pickups sound so good. I mean, check out how this when you actually hear the pick hit the string. Now, how do you find a guitar like this if Norm's Rare Guitars is not down the street? Most of my guitars through time come from people I know. If you know other players and you meet other players wherever you are, somebody will be selling something that's really worked out that, for whatever reason, maybe they're upgrading to something else. So I would say get to know as many guitar players as you can. If you look on Reverb or eBay, these things pop up. But what you need to do is talk to the seller, find out if the neck is straight, if the frets have been replaced. And a lot of what you see is a little overpriced for what you get. You also have to make peace with modifications. Like I just saw one on Reverb that had the jack put here, like a big square thing where the jack was put in. It had the original tailpiece removed, and there was a couple of holes in here. If you can make peace with that stuff, you can get a great deal. But for me, it's the refret that really makes it the thing to look for. Also, if you buy something sight unseen, make sure there's a return policy. A lot of the people who sell these things on eBay or Reverb, there are return policies, 72 hours, 3 days, whatever, so that you can get it in your hands and go, okay, I took a shot, it's not right, I'm going to ship it back and not buy it. Otherwise, I'd say meet guitar players. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. If you are a subscriber, please ring the bell. It lets us let you know every time a new video is released. You can also support us by clicking the link below for the online masterclass. As I always say, we're up to over 100 hours of lessons and content, over 1,000 videos, and we add more every month. There's a 14-day free trial. Take your time, take a long look. We'd love to have you join us.